Welcome back, everyone. It's the new Mutator. Thanks for joining me. This is Game 5 of Week 5 of Myth Kickballers, and so yeah, this is the tie-breaking game. So far, it's been pretty close, I'd say, with Rat King taking the first two games, and unable to seal the deal on games 3 and 4. Giant Killer General seemingly riding the momentum coming into game number 5 with 2 wins under his belt in those 2 games. So it's tied up at 2 games apiece, like I said, and this is going to be the tiebreaker. So it is Grilling Grounds, and it is going to be Capture the Flags. Very interesting game type choice, I would say, for a game 5 situation. I think I want to say that Rat King chose this, but I'm not entirely sure. Um, I do want to say that there is a kind of a surprise ending, but from what I remember, but I don't want to give anything away. This is another dark map, so I think Adrenaline is going to be entrusted with the Tro once again, but I don't know. We'll have to see. As it looks like Kremisi is going to have a chance at using the Tro, looks like, for Giant Killer General's team, which is interesting. Kremisi, I believe, is a pretty good player, but I would have expected maybe Mercardon or himself, Giant Killer General himself, taking these units. But it seems like he's feeling pretty confident in his team at this point to be able to do that. Maybe comfortable with where they stand at this point. And I just want to say, Renwood's asking if John God released his detailed texture pack, and I want to say that that's still in development, but it's nearing completion. I talked to John God pretty recently, and it is pretty dang close to being finished. He has set a kind of a deadline for that, and he is going to try to do as many maps as he can. I suggested that he try to do all of the 2-team maps on his list of maps still that he still has to do. Kind of prioritize those just so you guys can see those when those are released. But it is going to be quite impressive, as he has accomplished a lot since the beta that I'm currently using. So I believe this map will have detailed textures, as well as some of the others that I've been casting that don't have detailed textures. So it's going to be a heavy archer mix here with 4 warlocks, 4 Giant Killer General, maximum Tro, and maximum Berserks. Looks like max Tro, max archers again for Rat King with 4 warlocks, and yeah, a couple of these goals here, interestingly enough, for Rat King, and instead of I don't know, it looks like he doesn't. It looked like for a second that he didn't have maximum Berserks, but I could be wrong, as he does have these warriors that are going to be sitting on the flag. It looks like some warriors sitting on the flag here for Giant Killer General. And yeah, it's going to be interesting, as both teams probably going to fan out and meet in the middle of the map. I would imagine Giant Killer General, not like the most interesting. It's not going to be the most interesting map in terms of layout, just because it's pretty flat. Like, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of features on this map in terms of topography or topology or whatever you want to say, however you want to call that. And so yeah, there's going to be some units moving in here. Rat King is going to be taking the mid, it looks like, for Rat King's team. And Kremisi again backing up Giant Killer General's team. He is going to kind of meet him here in the middle, and he is going to kind of wade out here and kind of test the waters and see how that works out. And somebody's leaving a message on the answering machine, and I have no idea what the heck they're talking about. And okay, hang up, please. Thank you. Okay, so all of a sudden there's some stuff going on. Now this is something that I want to point out, that I sent a goal to Scout over here for hidden flanks of some sort, and I noticed that Kremisi was moving in, but I'm just gonna go ahead and move towards their flag, and hopefully he's not going to chase me. And I think he misses me since he's preoccupied with the Tro mid here. I think somebody butt dialed me or something like that. Nice shot there. Who was that? That was Adrenaline, I think, with the huge shot on that that archer force. But taking some damage there. Were those berserks? Bye. Okay, so oh my word. Okay, so yeah, it looks like there's some stuff happening here, but I have to bring your attention to the fact that, you know, I'm a little preoccupied with some stuff. All I have is this, not that guy, this guy here, and all I have is like that right there. So I'm not really able to because what am I doing? I was scouting around, but now I'm starting to like move this guy and try to scout to see what their home is going to look like. And I do want to bring your attention to that. We are kind of up for now in terms of percentages, but I tell my team I'm going to scout their flag, and it looks like we are going to take a little bit of damage. That berserk goes flying as he is taken out, and some of these units here. Looks like that archer is going to survive, but what the heck was that, Funky? Oh my gosh, he gets taken out, and all of a sudden we're down 5%. That was a huge shot, and I don't know, we'll have to find out who that was. Was that Father Xmas, or was that Donsky? I believe that was Donsky getting back for the loss of his archer, so he's able to pull. Oh my goodness, another beautiful warlock shot. It's Father Xmas all of a sudden. No, was that Father Xmas? I don't know. Who was that? That was somebody. Lost their archers there. Was that Highlight? I don't know who that was. That wasn't me because I don't think I had archers. But yeah, all of a sudden we're down. We're still down like maybe 5% or so. So yeah, it's not so bad. But yeah, there's some stuff happening here. Somebody was trying to sneak in with some stuff, but that's not happening. And yeah, there's that goal. He's still alive. He hasn't been scouted yet. And it looks like Falcon is going to try to sneak out with a hidden flank at this point. And all of a sudden I'm going to try to move in. So what I'm going to do is, even though we're down 6% now at this point, so if you look at us, we're still a little bit disorganized. We're still like here, here, and here, whereas, you know, Giant Killer General's team is all centrally located. You know, we're still kind of like spread out a little bit. We are going to lose some units there, it looks like. But you know, as we are down now by 7%, but we were able to snipe that warlock, and so that's a little bit of a boon for us, as we are going to survive for now that push. But we have to be careful that maybe Adrenaline doesn't get smashed by Kremisi, because Kremisi could conceivably run across and do some damage there, as long as but he probably won't have that opportunity as long as Rat King continues to shadow him. And so yeah, so we have Adrenaline on one side, and then we have Kruniak on the other, and our remaining players are kind of in the middle here, but our mid basically got decimated. But we've closed the gap. We're now 4% behind, and I have this goal scouting this flag, and we have Falcon. Guys, let them push. I'm working a secret flank. He is going to move in with his units, it looks like, in this kind of direction there. So that we have that going for us. So all we have to do is stall them and keep them from continuing to push. Their lead has been whittled down to 3%, which is pretty good for us, because we actually have all of these units out of the fight, as well as our defense. So we're actually doing pretty good for being a little bit lower in terms of units. As we're 4% down at this point, but it looks like Adrenaline's still able to hold his own. He is going to looks like he is going to try to move in on Giant Killer General. Oh, but he kind of does some damage to himself there. He needs to be careful, but I think he has a handle on what he's doing. A couple fire arrows go down, trying to capture Highlight there, but Highlight dodges, and it looks like Kruniak is going to try to return salvos with Mercadon. So I think we have fewer archers than the opponent at this point, as a lot of our archers were taken out, but I think we have more warlocks, so I think we have that going for us, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have like 3 warlocks to their 2, 3, 4. We have 4 warlocks to their 3, so we do have more warlocks, and Father Xmas is kind of moving his Warlock in kind of into the line of fire there. That was a kind of a nice shot. I believe that was me. What the heck? Father Xmas doing some friendly fire or something. Gosh, that was crazy. I don't know what that was about. As looks like we're doing pretty good so far installing them, but is Falcon in position? It doesn't look like it. And let's kind of look at it from Giant Killer General's perspective. They're trying to push. As you can see, they're trying to push, but Rat King's team is falling back expertly. And wow, nice dodge there. Adrenaline was able to get out of the line of fire kind of at the last second. I think he is trying to gun for Father Xmas. Oh, and he sacrifices one archer there. That was kind of an interesting move. I wouldn't have expected that. And all of a sudden, yeah, Falcon moves in. He gets some shots off. And Giant Killer General, he's like, flag, good game. And Krem, you leaked. I guess he didn't see. Kremisi didn't see. Oh, wow, that's too bad. But that's what happens when you have somebody on the tro and on scouting simultaneously. Like, it doesn't work out. Like, you tunnel with the tro and you're not able to report on the scouting information very well. That was something I was kind of running up against with my having a Warlock and having that goals scout. Was, I'm trying to move this, be precise, but at the same time I have to make sure my Warlock is in a position where he doesn't, I don't lose him carelessly, but I have to make sure that he's also in a position that inhibits, the advance of the enemy army. So I have to kind of keep that balance. So it's really difficult to be in multiple places at once, especially when you have like high value units like Tro to work with. So I don't know if I would blame Kermisi for that, but that was interesting because, this is why I think that this win is significant, because Falcon and I were on Giant Killer General's team in the in Osmodian's draft tournament, and we basically flipped the tables so that Rat King's team could take the win here in game number 5. So I think it was sort of like because of us that we won this game. We possibly could have won it regardless. I think we were in a pretty good position all told. We had slightly more damage and more, so we were kind of in the lead anyway. Although some of that damage is probably those warriors on the defense. So I don't know. We may have been able to hold this defense regardless of this kind of maneuver. But I don't know. It was a guaranteed win because of the communication and the coordination, I guess, between the scouting intel and the hidden flank of Falcon, because from what I know, I don't think Falcon was ordered to do something like that. I don't think anybody told him to do that. I think he just saw an opportunity and took it. So I think that's what won us this game, and as a result, this series. So I don't know, pretty significant, I thought, and pretty interesting game and series. I will look at some of these players before I go, as yeah, it looks like Adrenaline doing pretty well, 54 damage. That's going to be a lot, actually. But Kruniak actually having the most damage with 60 and only one loss. So Kruniak actually sort of propping up his team here in game number 5, doing pretty well with his flank. Although Falcon got kills with by decimating those warriors on the D. On Giant Killer General's D force there. But yeah, other players in the game, not really seeing a whole lot of action, I have to say. 0 kills for three of these players, as Dom, I believe, actually replaced somebody on our team, but I'm at a loss as to who that was, as Funky's still in it, Highlight's still in it. Who could have that been? I don't really remember. If you remember, go ahead and leave a comment. Yeah, I also look forward to any comments anybody leaves. Those are kind of fun to look at. But yeah, let's take a look at Giant Killer General's team. Actually, Giant Killer General doing pretty well for his team with damage, but 7 kills, 12 losses. That's because he lost the defensive force on the flag. Donsky actually doing really well with 59 damage. As we saw earlier, that awesome lock shot probably netted him most of that. And yeah, some other players on his team not doing a whole lot, like Kermisi actually not getting a whole lot of damage, interestingly enough. Like, I would have thought he would have been able to get a little bit more damage than that. But I guess that's one of the things in this particular match is that the Tro don't actually see a whole lot of damage. They just kind of dance around and keep each other out of the fight by shadowing each other, making sure that neither one engages with the upper hand. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic for this particular map. And yeah, that's going to do it for this series. I hope you enjoyed the films, and yeah, guess we'll see you on Mariusnet or whatever. And I don't know, I'll put some thought to casting maybe some random Rabble games or whatever as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed these films, and I guess we'll see you in the next match. We'll see you then.
Team eliminated. Game over.